Deathpixie disclaimer. This video was originally recorded in September 2024. There is swearing and profanity. Sources are listed in the description. This video is not monetized. Any ads you see provide revenue to the hosting site, not the creators. If you made it this far, geez, you have a lot of patience.
Dance Pixie, dancing on the lip of madness!
Welcome to Shitty PowerPoint Theater. Dignity not included.
Yeah, so we'll go to the next one. Sir Charles Tupper, 1st Baronet, that apparently is his full title name. He was a father of Confederation, Conservative Party.
And a huge term, really.
He has
fantastically
the shortest,
long term.
He actually has the shortest tenure of a prime minister. He gets the record for the shortest tenure as a prime minister in Canadian history with 68 days.
Yeah.
He and his wife Frances had 6 children, and apparently of note was Charles Hibber Tupper and William Johnson Tupper. Hibber I'm not sure about, but whatever. I have nothing against that middle name. So he persuaded Joseph Howe to join the new federal government, which brought an end to the anti-Confederation movement in Nova Scotia, which was quite clever. But he was involved in the Pacific Scandal, and he strongly supported Canadian participation in the Second Boer War. So that's a con, simply because it's harking back to that idea that Canada is the fodder of the British Empire.
Yeah.
And because that's what's going to happen. They join that war. They are the frontline people who die. They're viewed as expendable.
Yep.
Neither nor pro nor con, but something of note, he did promote Canada's place within the British Empire, advocating for closer economic ties between Canada and Britain, which is a good thing. You want to make sure that you're trading with more than one nation. While continuing to oppose imperial federation and requests for Canada to make a direct contribution to imperial defense costs. So it's an interesting trying to find that balance there.
Yeah.
But that does not negate the fact he had the shortest tenure of 68 days. The ladder of success is best climbed by stepping on the rungs of opportunity. Charles Tupper is has a record as the most inspirational quotes ever. I swear it is like he was an inspirational quote generator for, live, laugh, love type stuff that people hang up. But we'll get to that in a minute. He was an imperialist. Interesting to note, when the Red River Rebellion happened, his son-in-law was actually held hostage, and he went right there to get his son-in-law. I'm not quite sure where he stood on the whole issue, but he was like, nope, I'm getting my son-in-law back from a daughter. And I thought, that's really sweet. You went and got your... And now he owes you.
Now, what exactly does hoardage mean?
Hostage. I'm sorry.
What does hoardage mean, though, Miri?
Oh, no.
We're doing this presentation. I'm learning about all these new words. What is this one?
Sorry, I apologize. Hey.
He also refused to cede power to Wilfrid Laurier.
Yeah.
It was
thing.
Not a pretty time.
No, so Laurier clearly won, and Tupper did not want to give up power, and insisted that Laurier would be unable to form a government, despite the fact that the Liberal Party had won 55% of the seats in the House of Commons. When Tupper tried to make appointments as prime minister, Lord Aberdeen, who was governor general, so representative of the crown, refused to act on Tupper's advice. So Tupper then resigned, and Aberdeen invited Laurier to form a government. So that's one of those instances where having the crown representative actually became useful in upholding, the Canadian Constitution. Tupper, however, maintained that what Lord Aberdeen did was unconstitutional. But, okay. So more examples of, like, the quotes. In times of adversity, true character is revealed. Failure is not the end, but a stepping stone towards success. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. The greatest danger in life lies not in setting our aim too high and falling too short, but setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. So, I'm just like, wow, this is like management 101 quotes right here. He could have been making a killing with management courses. That's all I'm saying. And then finally, Sexy Moose. Oddly enough, he was a medical doctor, the first president of the Canadian Medical Association, provincial secretary in Nova Scotia, premier of Nova Scotia, where he established public education, expanded the railway, created a system of state-subsidized common schools, compulsory local taxation to fund these schools, and was responsible for Nova Scotia joining and staying in Confederation. Father of Confederation, obviously. Multiple cabinet positions, Canadian High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Leader of the Opposition, Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition again, Member of the British Privy Council, Knight Grand Cross of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, and then Executive Committee of the British Empire League. So before we move on to someone who I know you can talk a lot about, do you have any final words for Tupper, who did not want to leave?
Any relation to Tupperware containers?
None. I'm sorry.
It's something I always wondered prior to me taking an interest in politics. I'm like, Tupperware, interesting. I find it funny that he refused to leave despite an overwhelming majority.
That he thought it was unconstitutional to outside.
Yeah, and that he thought was unconstitutional, but he had the insight to resign his post.
Yes.
So that he didn't have to leave there. But yeah, he had more common sense that we may find later on has gone completely out the wayside. I am surprised that he is so pro-education.
Yeah.
Like, so pro-education expansion, because, again, traditional conservatism, protectionism, how do you best protect Canada? Educate about Canada. Educate within Canada. Like, very, very good. And I feel like as we move further on, that whole idea of conservative as protectionism gets more and more diluted and bastardized. So it's interesting to see where it's coming from, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Trapdoor Crabsworth for deathpixie. If you liked our content, please like this video and subscribe. And if you want to see more, just check out our links in the description. Do it. 200 Miri will kill you.